In order to increase your focus, you have to shorten your circle. And the byproduct of both is ultimately you expanding your finances. Welcome back to Grow Rich, Grow Happy, everyone. That place where we follow those breadcrumbs to wealth. Guys, we're going to talk about that documentary. That documentary that came out last night about revealing the true identity of who created Bitcoin. Now, if you haven't watched it, I'm just going to let you know, spoiler alert, I am going to be talking about it, but if you're on the internet in any kind of way, I don't know how you really could avoid finding out who the docu-series or documentary said is Satoshi Nakamoto. It was really good. It was really, really good, guys. I was actually surprised. I really, really enjoyed it, and I enjoyed it for a number of reasons. And I pulled, at least I did. I took away a lot of things from it that I feel we all can actually learn from. Some things we can learn um, from that series, guys. And it's a lot. All of it's crypto related, but it was really good. If you haven't seen it, I highly suggest that you check it out. If you don't know anything about crypto or you're just now starting your journey into crypto, I think it would be a great uh, documentary for you. Can learn why cryptocurrency is important and why Bitcoin exists. The grandfather, the Big Daddy, why it exists, and why, like I've always been saying since the inception of this channel, we have to root for Bitcoin whether you hold it or not. You, as a crypto enthusiast, you should want Bitcoin to succeed because it has to. It has to succeed in order for all crypto to be adopted. So, guys, that's what we're going to talk about today. This is your first time here. Please do me a favor and smash that like button. It only take a couple seconds, and it helps the channel grow. Helps get this information out to other people who might be trying to discover and learn as much as they can about cryptocurrency as well. Guys, make sure down below you check out the the merch that I have for one. But also check out cold storage wallets. I do have discounts, 10% discount on a Ledger and a Tangent when you use the my sign up code down below. I think it's a no brainer, especially after watching that documentary last night. If you don't have a cold storage wallet, you're not really into crypto. You're dibbling and you're dabbling, and you don't really care about your funds. And I would hope, and I'm going to journey to say, everyone cares if you've put even $50 into the crypto market. You want to protect that and keep it away from people who want your money. They want your crypto. At the end of the day, they want your crypto. So check those out down below. Also check out my sign up code for MARGEX where you can leverage trade as well. All right, guys. So let's talk about it. Guys, that was a great documentary. Uh, One of the things that I learned from it, just not only, it's something I already knew, but I hope you guys that did see it walked away was like, crypto is it. It is it. I learned some things actually too about Bitcoin that I didn't know, like things that they put in the code or Satoshi put in the code, and it's just amazing. I whoever I know who they say is Satoshi Nakamoto. I know who they walked away with saying like this is the guy without a doubt. He was 15 when he did it. They talked to him. He denied it, of course, but the bombshell that I feel like the journalist dropped at the end was kind of like it even took me back. I was like, oh, hold on, like that, and I'm not trying to spoil it for you guys. Check it out anyway. I plan on watching it a second time. But what he said at the end about what he wrote in the forum that they was on about saying that he has single handedly pretty much uh gotten rid of anything that was related to having any kind of attachment to that 1 million Bitcoins that are still on the web today. That 1 million Bitcoin that belongs to Satoshi. And what I walked away with thinking is this is what the fear is. This is the biggest fear of the government, powers that be, whoever, CIA, whatever you want to, what rabbit hole you want to go down. But I understand now why some people are thinking that the CIA has something to do with it, because the person that ultimately they walked away with, his name is Peter Todd. He's the guy that they say, without a doubt, is Satoshi Nakamoto. I get now the CIA connection with CIA created Bitcoin because supposedly he worked for the CIA or did some work for them. So I get that. He was young at the time. And uh, what I liked is, you know, if if you are someone that believes in crypto, you should believe in crypto even more now, because for Satoshi Nakamoto, the person who created Bitcoin, you got to, there almost should be looked at as a hero. I mean, you got to think about how much restraint and true belief in having a better currency. You got to realize how much restraint you have to have access, or had access to, over $1 trillion worth of Bitcoin, and you don't claim it, because to do so would just, it would make crypto just collapse, Bitcoin collapse. So I thought that, you came away with, whoever Satoshi is, they truly was an unselfish, or is an unselfish person that truly wants the good for all humanity. And I like that aspect of it. I mean, I walked away, it left a lot of things on my brain. It really did. But one unmistakable thing is that Bitcoin truly is the granddaddy. It's the granddaddy. You have to, whether you like it or not. And I know it's a lot of us out there. We talk about Casper, we talk about ICP, we talk about all of these crypto projects. But that documentary made it, it took the veil off things. It showed you why we have the other cryptos now. Why there are so many millionaires that were made in other crypto projects. You understand now, because everything was birthed from Bitcoin. Everything came from Bitcoin. Whether they did it to kind of like devalue Bitcoin, whether they did it for that, all these cryptos came about from just a few hundred to thousands and thousands of crypto, just in the blink of an eye. It still doesn't deflect from the Big Daddy Bitcoin. So I looked at that documentary, and I'm jump over here. I'm show you the guy that they said is Satoshi, and this is the guy right here. It says a new HBO documentary identifies Canadian developer Peter Todd as Satoshi Nakamoto, the pseudonymous founder of crypto Bitcoin. Cullen Hoback, and he's the journalist, the award-winning journalist and filmmaker behind the docuseries or documentary, comes to the conclusion by stitching together old clues and new ones, and then confronting both Todd and Blockstream founder Adam Back. And they also thought he was Satoshi at the time as well. Another Satoshi suspect with the evidence, and not to really spoil it for you guys, but how Adam Back was brought into the picture is supposedly Satoshi reached out to him about some questions about Bitcoin, because while Satoshi has been held up as this genius, this really genius, you came away thinking that Bitcoin however or whoever's attached to it was almost like a group thing. It was almost like there wasn't just Satoshi. There was other people that had a hand in it, and those other people are just as tight-lipped as ever as well about who it is, about who Satoshi is. And I think for good reason, because a lot of things were alluded to in the in the documentary, and one of them being that if we knew who Satoshi was, it would make it dangerous for that person, because you got to realize that person has access or had access to $1 trillion worth of Bitcoin that has not been touched from that wallet that they say belongs to Satoshi. Now, there are some things that they didn't say at the end that I came away thinking, and I remember talking to my wife about it, saying, I get why he didn't burn the tokens. And I'm going to jump over here real quick because I'm going to pin this down below. This is just more so of a video of my thoughts from the documentary, almost like a review. But one of the things that they're afraid of is that Satoshi could one day come back and claim those $1 trillion worth of Bitcoin, and essentially just being the wealthiest man in the entire world. That's the main fear. So they say, why hasn't he done that? There's two options. They say, okay, maybe he just got rid of the keys. Maybe he lost them. Well, we know he didn't lose the keys. He didn't lose his crypto keys. So they're saying maybe he just got rid of them, and that would be something you would just have to take and say, well, if he wanted Bitcoin to succeed and he wanted it to be everything that it has proved to be, then that's probably what he did. But then they raised another question. If that's the case, why didn't he just burn those 1 million Bitcoins? Why he just didn't burn them? That would have been a lot easier, and it would have taken a lot of fear off the table for governments and for people who fear somebody with that much power coming into power. Why he just didn't burn them? And I thought about that, and I walked away with this. This is, and you guys let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. I said, okay, burning them would have been fine, but we all know to be human is to be greed, power. People want power. I mean, look at how much Bitcoin people are snatching up right now. And when I say people, I don't mean just everyday people. I mean um, corporations. These corporations, countries, snatching up Bitcoin. Everybody wants to have the Bitcoin because he who owns all the Bitcoin pretty much rules. Except, except you have this key dangling out there, this carrot that's possibly, it's almost like a warning. It's almost like a warning. By not burning those Bitcoins and leaving them there, Satoshi, it's almost as if to say, you're just going to have to take me at my word that I want what's best for mankind. And I'm not going to come back and claim those Bitcoins. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to take these Bitcoins and just collapse everything by selling them all. You're going to have to take me at my word for that. Or, if you guys screw this up and some powers that be does get a big majority of this Bitcoin, and with all of that Bitcoin, you know, everything just spans out of control, and they start doing the nefarious things because they own all this Bitcoin. Could Satoshi then come back and say, you know what, I am going to claim this, all this Bitcoin, and I am going to collapse it because you guys, you misused it, you mishandled it. You know what do they say? What's how the saying go? With great power comes great responsibility. Well, I will say this: whoever Satoshi is, they say it's Peter Todd, and I don't think that's out the realm of possibility. But if it is him, my hat's off to him. My hat's off to him for being humble enough to say it's not you, because you know there's a greater good and cause for the mystery to never be truly solved. I will say this though. I do not believe if it is him or whoever Satoshi is that they have destroyed the keys. I don't believe that. I don't believe they destroyed the keys, because it would have been a lot easier to just burn the Bitcoin, all that Bitcoin. I don't believe that they've destroyed the keys, because I think that is that fail safe. I believe keeping those keys and keeping that wallet right there for all to see is a fail safe. If you guys screw this up, if you screw up what was meant to be an economic savior, I will come back and claim those tokens, and I will just destroy what I created. That's my take. I truly believe that. I believe that. And guys, something else that I also saw from the documentary I thought about. There was, and I didn't know this, that there had came a time when uh, Bitcoin, and you guys should understand. You should really see now why Casper and everything that Casper is doing with BlockDAG is so crucial and important, because they kept talking about it and beating it in the people's heads that Bitcoin can create. It's basically every 10-minute blocks, and Casper is close to being every second. And because of that 10-minute block, uh, there was a time when they wanted coders to figure out how we can expand the blocks and make more Bitcoin. Because you got to realize there's only 21 million Bitcoin in existence. The last Bitcoin will be issued out in 2040. And it wasn't meant to be added upon. And again, it goes back to us humans and wanting to change things. Well, it's 21 million. How about we make it 40 million? You know? And for Satoshi to come back then again and disagree via email, of course, whoever he may be, maybe Peter Todd. It shows that, and you can read from the emails that he was really upset and angry, extremely vexed, because how dare you take my creation and try to expand it? No, it's not going to happen. And for him to come out of wherever he's at, his hole, and say, no, it's not going to happen. No. That says a lot about him, wherever he is, watching over what you guys are doing with my creation. Are you misusing it? So, guys, I really think it was a great, great, great documentary. And it really opened my eyes to some things. But what I want you guys to do is really check it out, especially those of you who are just getting into crypto, because you can learn so much about it, about crypto, and why we need crypto. Why we need crypto. I mean, it was really good. So you guys, that's just my take. That's my take. I liked it. I love the way it was written. I love the way they left off at the end, left us hanging, kind of, but they kind of like put this spotlight on Peter Todd. Like, yeah, it's you. It's definitely you. That bombshell they dropped at the end. Whew, that bombshell. It's almost undeniable, but he still denied it. And for that, I think whoever Satoshi is deserves a lot of respect. And thank you for creating a currency that the world didn't know they needed so bad. Till next one, guys. I'm out.